Welcome to another edition of Islanders Insider. I'm Stephen King. We come to you today from the Dugan Soccer and Track Stadium here on the campus of Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. Here in the locker room, we'll be speaking with head coaches Tony Greystone of Islander Volleyball and head coach Shanna Caldwell of Islanders Soccer. We also have a special feature coming up today on a special Islander cross-country athlete, Philip Barr. That's coming your way in just a few moments. Start things off, though, talking some Islanders volleyball with the head coach, Tony Greystone. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Good to be back.
Good to be back. Glad to have you here. First off, congratulations. Solid couple of weeks. Won 4 of 5 with their only loss coming to the top dog in the league at this point, which is Central Arkansas. It was a hard-fought 4-set effort, and in that 4th set, 27-25. You know, anything could have happened if we would have gotten to that 5th set. But, let me ask you this. Is your team peaking at the right time?
I feel like we're in good shape. You know, the UCA match.
Or have we peaked?
Well, I don't know if we've peaked or not. I feel like we found our normal level of play. I don't feel like we're erratic in any way. You know, we're playing solid every night out. And even UCA, I thought we played really well. The offense was good. Our problem was our serve receive, and they're a great serving team, and they just got us a little bit. We got stuck in one rotation every game, and it was, you know, it felt like we would lose some points, then we would have to catch up, and it was just too much, and we just couldn't handle it. But and then we find out about halfway through that match that our libero's got a concussion, and so there's a lot of things going on in that match that really are atypical. But we get them again in a couple of weeks, and we'll look for a different outcome.
Well, let me talk to you a little bit about one player in particular, senior Brianna Brink. Brianna has been on fire. She hit .410 on the week over 3 games, had only 1 hitting error in each of the last 2 games that you played. Although it's important to mix it up a bit and find different hitters and get them very active, is she still the go-to hitter when you need a point?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, there's a reason why we keep her in 6 rotations, and it's not for her defense, and she knows that. She's a capable defensive player, but she's in there for her right arm, and she's definitely our big dog. And so when we need a kill, she's getting the ball, and I think everybody pretty much knows that.
Well, she has been solid, as we said, killing the ball. The percentages are high. Her digs are up, obviously, this year. I think her blocks are up as well. Mm-hmm. It has just been an outstanding senior season.
Yeah, no question. She's the all-time kill leader in our program's history. She's a first-team all-conference player. I feel like she's having one of the better senior years of any kid I've ever coached, and we're going to push her for an all-region spot as well. So she's put it all together, and it's really been nice to see her develop over these years.
Outstanding. Now, talk to me about the development of Kristen Nicholson. Now, Kristen, of course, is a freshman. She's your setter. And the setter ultimately is the quarterback, right? The way people, if you wanted to describe it that way. Now, how has she handled not only the technical end of being a setter, but truthfully, there's on-court leadership that has to be there. Mm-hmm. And coming from someone so young, that can be challenging.
Yeah, for sure. And Kristen's strength coming in was her ability, her technical skills. She's got great hands, great set location. For her to come in and play as a freshman, it was going to be her personality and just kind of how she led the team. But she's got a very steady personality. She's pretty calm every time out, and she may be a little quiet out there sometimes that we got to get her to open up, but as a general, she's not erratic in any way, and she's stable, so everybody enjoys playing with her. But her game is gotten better every week, and this last week for sure we've been throwing some different things at her, just concepts to try to get her to take her game to another level and really open up our offense, and she's getting it. And she pulled a couple sets out this weekend that made us kind of smile. They were nice plays.
I like that. We kind of had to smile.
Yeah.
With that. Due to some, like you said, unanticipated injuries, as you mentioned, you've had to mix it up a bit over the last couple games, and you moved a freshman into the libero position in Kate Klepetka. Like the setter, that's a huge role on the floor for a young player. How have they adapted?
Well, Kate had a great week, and she early in the year she was bouncing back and forth with Haley as our libero. And then Haley kind of won it out, but Kate's been playing every match. And, we needed a libero to step in after Haley went down, and Kate was next in line. And I thought she put together 2 great matches, over 20 digs, I think both matches, right? So she looked good, and I feel like going into this week, we're still going to be out missing Haley for at least another 2 matches. And this will be Kate's chance to keep it going.
Well, for a freshman, she seems like a hard-nosed player.
Yeah, no question. She's got the personality that you want your libero to have, and she's got enough swagger to her to, make you think twice. So she's got it going on, and we're really happy with her right now.
We highlight a few athletes each week, but when you watch and evaluate your squad, this truthfully may be your most balanced in a long time. And I mean your hitters, your backline players, your mids, your middle players. I mean, everybody's just doing their job well.
Right. No, I like this team a lot. The offensive balance has been really good. We're getting so much more out of our middles this year. And honestly, the other thing is we're getting Ivy back finally, and we're able to kind of, we didn't play her a lot in the front row at the beginning of the year trying to save her legs, and now that we're just playing once or twice a week, it's been a lot easier to get her on the court. And I felt like this weekend we finally got our first team all-conference outside hitter back, and she's starting to look like herself. But she's on such limited reps throughout the week, she doesn't always feel confident with her hitting, and she needs to get out there more, but we can't. And so we're trying to find this balance between reps and practice and playing, and I feel like we finally got it. So
there is challenges. Now, 2 weeks on the road, then 2 games at home to wrap up the regular season. Now, it's no time to lose focus while you're sitting in third place in Southland Conference. It's too hard to calculate the many different potential scenarios that are out there. We still travel to Central Arkansas. We have home and homes with Sam and Lamar, and we still got to travel to a hungry Houston Baptist team in Houston.
Yeah, no, it's going to be tough coming in, and we know that Sam and Lamar is traditionally a tough road trip, and both of those teams are undefeated at home this year. So we know what we're in for this weekend. We're going to have to play awfully well to get 2 wins, and then we got 2 separate road trips next week to Houston and Conway. So it doesn't get any easier coming in, but we're starting from a good place. So
you didn't get the cushy part of the schedule to close out the year, did you?
No, we didn't. No, it's going to be challenged.
Well, as I said, you currently sit in third place. It's a great place to be right now. The top 2 teams are still undefeated, so kudos to them. But you have your opportunity now to make a little bit of noise and maybe knock someone off the pedestal.
No question. And that's what we're really looking forward to, that match again with EC on the road. And Sam is playing really well. They're having a nice year, so it'll be good. And we have a pretty good rivalry with them. So
over the last couple of weeks, something special happened. The win over Northwestern State. You picked up your 400th career victory as a head coach. Now, before the Central Arkansas match, you were recognized for that achievement, which is always a nice thing. Did you take any time after that win to maybe reflect back a little bit on some of the great matches, some of the great players that you were able to coach over that 400 win streak?
Oh, sure, yeah. And I got a lot of texts and emails and Facebook postings and tweets about it, and it was good to hear from a lot of older players that have moved on, but we shared a lot of great wins with. And I coached with a former player who's been a part of probably at least 300 of those wins, and so Kendra never lets me stray too far from where this all got started. So, but yeah, it was really nice, and it was great to do it at home and have my family around for it, and it was good. So we had a good weekend after that.
No doubt, Coach. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Stay with us. When we come back, we're going to be featuring Philip Barr, an Islander cross-country athlete who's having a tremendous season. That's coming your way right here on Islanders Insider.
Hey you, couch potato. What are you doing at home? This is where the action is. These seats are great. I can even yell at the coach from here. Hey, coach!
Hey, coach. These are great seats.
I know, and it's a great game, too.
I wish I could sit here.
Hey, who's coaching the team?
Islanders basketball season tickets are on sale now. Call 825-BALL or visit GoIslanders.com to order yours today. Welcome back to Islanders Insider. This time we have a special feature brought to you by Teddy Medina, focusing on Islander cross-country athlete Philip Barr. Not only his tremendous season, but all the hard work that goes into making it happen.
Islanders cross-country senior Philip Barr has been having one of the best seasons in program history, all due to his strong work ethic and dedication to improving his skills.
When I first came in my freshman year, I was more of a mediocre runner. So at that point, after the cross-country season, I sat down and I thought about how can I improve. I didn't want to be mediocre. So I came to the conclusion that it's not going to be enough to do only what the coach puts on the schedule, because that's basically a frame plan for everybody. But if I want to be better than average, I'm going to have to work a lot harder than average.
He's not only doing the training, he's doing more than what you normally ask a person to do, because he realizes that's what it's going to take to be good at the next level. He gets the proper nutrition, the proper sleep, and he's basically been very, very determined that he is going to be a national and hopefully international level runner, and he's taking the steps necessary to do that.
Philip is a special athlete, and what makes an athlete special is several things, but number one is his willingness to improve his talent. I mean, a lot of these athletes are talented, but Philip's not content with that. He's always wanting to get better.
Barr has set high goals for himself this season, which he hopes will culminate with an opportunity to compete at nationals.
I'm hoping that I can win the Southland individually, and hopefully we can win as a team. And for the regional meet, I really want to qualify for nationals. Basically, it's going to be really hard, but I hope I can do it, and I'm sure I can do it. My coach told me so too, and things have been going great. Nationals, that would be a dream. That would be amazing.
I think Philip's a very determined young man. He set his sights on something. He's very goal-orientated. He has a goal of being a national caliber runner, and he has been willing to make the sacrifices, and there are lots of sacrifices that you have to make to compete at that level.
Barr won the Islander Splash this year, a personal milestone for him, but one that will lead to a brighter future for the Islanders cross-country program for years to come.
I was excited for the race more than I've had in previous years. I was nervous, which I usually don't get. So I just went out, and I guess I took my shot, and it worked out because I went out harder than everybody else, and the guy was closing on me, but I brought it home, so that was lucky. But that was a really great moment because I've never won that meet, and it's your home meet. You wanna do good, and I wanted to make sure that I get the number one on that one.
Oh, he's been huge. In other words, a lot of what we're going to do in the next 3 or 4 years is going to be as a result of the young runners that Philip has touched this year as a captain. And in previous years, he's set a hugely good example. He's learned how to lead. This has been a very good learning deal for him. And as a result of that, a lot of what we're going to do in the future, in the next 3 or 4 years down the line, are going to be kids that he's had a direct imprint on.
For Islanders Insider, I'm Teddy Medina. We'll be right back.
The Southland Conference is 4,200 student athletes from 13 member institutions, competing in 17 NCAA Division I sports. We are Southland Strong.
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time, we're going to talk some Islanders soccer with the head coach, Coach Shanna Caldwell. Coach, how are you?
Good.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Since the last time we had you here at the Jack, here in the locker room at the, otherwise known as, of course, the Dugan Family Soccer and Track Stadium, the scoreboard has read 2-1 on 3 separate occasions. Once in our favor and twice for the other folks, unfortunately. What each game in common, though, was tremendous effort and tremendous drama in each one of these 3 games.
They've been exciting. Been getting a lot more looks at goal and scoring some great finishes late in the game, and it's been. It's definitely been exciting and a little nerve-wracking.
A little, I can imagine so.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit. Now, it's amazing how a game can swing on like a singular mistake. Whether it's kind of a blown clearance of a ball or just a mistiming of a defensive challenge or something. That seemed to be the case in both of the losses we had to Sam Houston and Houston Baptist. It just takes that one little mistake and a whole game can swing.
Yeah, both of those teams are high in the rankings.
Absolutely.
They're 2 quality opponents, and HBU yesterday, they had a lot of speed at every position, and we made a mistake, and we always talk about what 1 second and you turn off. You got to play clean the whole game, and especially on the defensive side, and HBU capitalized on the turnover we had in the midfield, and used their speed and had a great finish, and we had chances up until I think almost the final second of the game. So it was positive to see that the one thing about this team is that they will fight. They figured out that, and they know and believe that they can score goals now, and they stay in it until the end.
There is no doubt. Now, watching from above, where we have the vantage point. One player continually stands out to me, and maybe it's because she's the biggest player in the field, but Callan Radona, 5'11". She not only uses her size well, but she is everywhere. come from the midfielder position. She just goes
Yeah,
everywhere.
Cal had a great game Friday night. She was in the zone. It was probably the best game she's had this season, and she just kind of took control of the midfield and you know, she did the little things that we've been working on, just trying to move her feet and not dive into plays. And she's a presence out there. She definitely is a presence in the air and you know, defensive corner kicks, offensive attacking set pieces. So I'm glad that she's on our side.
Yeah, this is true. I think many people would love to have her. There's no doubt. Let me ask you this. We talk about players like Yvette and in them on a regular basis, even Callan, et cetera. But in your eyes, who would you think is maybe an unsung hero? And this could be more than one person, obviously. And I mean, it could be someone who just does their job correctly, someone who's just got a great attitude, or possibly a reserve who just does their job when asked to do it.
You know, I think that they're definitely a lot of those kids. You know, two that stand out from just kind of, you know, JC Love coming in as a freshman has done a great job in the back for us. You know, she's been pretty consistent, especially for a freshman this long of a season, the wear and tear, and you know she's done a great job. Hannah Joseph Friday night came in, and you know the kid makes plays that you just kind of leave you scratching your head at how'd she do it.
She's tenacious.
You know, she gets in, and I thought she was taken down in the box, but you know that's my opinion. And then
Mine as well.
You know, 30 seconds later, she's back sliding, sacrificing her body to get her heel on the ball and keep it out of our net defensively. So, you know, kids like that, you know, they believe in what we're trying to do here, and you know, there's a ton of them on the team. You know, Sunday, you know, Chandler came in and you know, brings a big throw in, and just. That, you know, everywhere on the field there's somebody that steps up and does those things, and you know, it may not be flashy, they may not get the goals and the recognition, but we have a lot of players that behind the scenes the work that they do really pays off for us as a whole program.
Oh, there's no doubt. Now, the way I look at the Southland Conference, I can only define it with the word parity, to be truthful. Each week, no matter who is playing, it appears that anything can happen. And I don't think that any player or any coach out there would be surprised by seeing what, you know, any result at any point, because
No, I'd say over the last couple seasons, last couple years, there's definitely, you know, still one or two teams, you know, SFA still stayed at the top, but other than that, anyone on any given night, you know, no surprise with the scores when they come in, because you know, everybody's playing well right now.
currently, by my calculations, we're one game out of the conference tournament after the weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Now, with 1 week remaining, still a lot can change. Now, we have the top team and the bottom team on the road with Stephen F. Austin and Northwestern State, both on the road. Are we ultimately in control of our destiny, or do we have to have a little bit of help?
We have to have a little bit of help. I think if we have to either win both or at least win one, and Nichols is above us, I believe, so I think they have to lose both of their games. So we'll just take care of what we can take care of and be proud of whatever the results finish, and hope that Nichols doesn't take care of their end.
You don't ever want to wish ill will on anybody, yet at the same time, I understand entirely. Senior Day was this past weekend, and we honored Lisa Miller, Sarah Chanley, and Alona Village. It's your second senior class here with the Islanders, and like Audrey Baldwin before them, you know, these three players agreed to come to this school and start a program from scratch as junior transfers. They must hold a special place.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be sad to see these kids go. You know, Miller's done a great job since she came in. You know, just she fights up there. You know what you're going to get, and she's going to battle. And you know, Aluna's been a mainstay at that kind of attacking center mid. And she just has a lot of personality, and same with Chanley. You know, seeing them out there and getting to play and have their last home game was definitely special. It was sad. But, you know, off the field, I'll miss them, you know, equally as much. I think they all bring a fun personality around. So, you know, they played well. Would have liked to see them go out on their home field with a win, but you know, they still battle. They can keep their heads up.
And like we talked to a couple of them after the game, I said, hey, we still got a lot of soccer to play.
Yeah.
I mean, last year I know it was Audrey's last game. The final game was the last game, but they still got a lot of opportunities still ahead.
Yeah, you know, as I said, we move forward and we look to this weekend, look to Friday and Sunday. You know, they're fighting to keep their season alive, extend it one more week.
One more big week, hopefully. As a matter of fact, Coach, any thoughts? Again, just looking back on this year, the home schedule, the attendance, the support that you got this past year here playing at the Jack.
It's been great. You know, that opening game against Texas, while we'd like to have had a better performance in the second half, you know, from that, moving through the rain delays and still having the same faithful fans out there, it's meant a lot to the girls, and you know, they get excited for home games because they're proud to play for this community.
Well, it has been an outstanding campaign here at home. I know you gained a lot more fans this year, and I'm looking forward to next year's home schedule as well. But as we said, still a lot more soccer to play.
Still alive for another week.
No doubt, no doubt. Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Shanna Caldwell joining us here in the locker room. When we come back, we got much more coming your way as we bring you up to speed on what's next for Islanders Athletics. Stay with us. More Islanders Insider to come. Whether you're on the road or at home, GoIslanders.com is your source for Texas A&M Corpus Christi athletics. From live stats to live video to all the latest news, GoIslanders.com has everything to keep you up to date on all the latest on your favorite Islanders team. Check out Islanders schedules and statistics and learn more about the student athletes at the Island University. Get tickets, Islanders game day gear, and more by clicking your way to GoIslanders.com today. Go Islanders! Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time, we tell you what's next for Islanders Athletics. Islander Volleyball will hit the road on Thursday, October 30th as they travel to Beaumont, Texas to take on Lamar at 7 p.m. They'll continue their road swing to Huntsville on Saturday, November 1st for a 2 o'clock matchup against Sam Houston State. The following week, they'll travel back to the Houston area as they take on Houston Baptist and a 7 o'clock start time on Tuesday, November 4th. Then on Saturday, November 8th, it'll be all the way to Conway, Arkansas to take on the number 1 Central Arkansas Sugar Bears. That match time, 12 noon. Women's soccer will head out on the road on Friday, October 31st, Halloween, as they head to Nacogdoches to take on Stephen F. Austin at 7 p.m. And then on Sunday, November 2nd, they'll head to Natchitoches, Louisiana to take on Northwestern State, wrapping up the regular season at 1 p.m. Then on November 6th through the 9th, Islander soccer looking to find their space in the Southland Conference Tournament that'll be hosted in Beaumont, Texas at Lamar University. Women's golf will be traveling to Lakewood Ranch, Florida as they participate in the Pat Bradley Invitational. That again is November 2nd through the 4th. Cross country will travel on Monday, November 3rd to the Southland Conference Championships in Natchitoches, Louisiana. That start time, 8 a.m. And women's basketball gets underway on Sunday, November 9th in an exhibition game on the campus of Texas A&M University Corpus Christi in the Dugan Wellness Center as they take on Texas A&M International at 2 p.m. Islanders basketball season tickets are now on sale. Call 825-BALL or visit GoIslanders.com to get your seats today. Once again, we want to thank Tony Greystone, head coach of Islanders Volleyball, and Shanna Caldwell, head coach of Islanders Soccer, for joining us once again here in the locker room. Also want to thank Tenny Medina for the feature on Philip Barr, and of course, we want to thank all of you for tuning in. I'm Stephen King. You've been watching Islanders Insider.